What's popping while? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we are doing another film review. First, before we start, we might notice that this isn't my voice. I have been very busy and my voice has gone, so for now I will be using this voice, but these words are all mine. It is still all my own thoughts and opinions, just not my voice saying them. I once again apologize for the inconvenience, and with that out of the way, we can jump straight into the review. Bring me Invincible. I want Invincible. And he's back for a 4th season. I'm so excited. I've loved Invincible from the start, making countless Lego customs, buying all the Udoos and some of the figures, all of which I have reviewed for you to check out here on the channel. The full season is out, and I've watched it all, so let's watch Invincible. Hopefully we don't get beat down trying to see what Google has to say. Invincible is an action show exclusive to Amazon Prime that has 4 seasons with 8 episodes in each that run for about an hour each, easily watchable in one day if you binge. It has 8.7/10 on IMDb and 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. 17-year-old Mark Grayson is just like every guy his age, except that his father is Omni-Man, the most powerful superhero on the planet. As Mark develops powers of his own, he discovers his father's legacy may not be as heroic as it seems. Before we get into it, I've seen a lot of talk about the Invincible animation. The elephant in the room, so to speak. Personally, I don't hate the animation of the show. It's nothing flash, it's nothing special, but it's good. People do work hard on it, but it's not the animator's fault. It's Amazon Prime spending the budget on big-name actors and making them rush to finish, as we are getting a season a year. I personally wouldn't mind waiting for a better product. I think that's obvious here. It does have its cut corners with the moving PNGs like a slideshow, but the story is still good. But it's from the time crunch they are under to meet Amazon's requirements. The story is what's important here, and it doesn't need the best animation to have a good story. I've seen people say that even Ninjago the Lego show has better animation than Invincible. However, I want to say Invincible is stylized after the early Young Justice and Teen Titans on Cartoon Network. The animation style just looks very similar, so won't take anime inspiration like Ninjago does. Same with Arcane, that had a way high budget and season production time than Invincible, so of course is going to look better. I'm not saying we shouldn't not push for better animation on a show we all love, but I don't think the hate is needed. I've seen a lot of hate on the animators when it's not their fault. It's a big corporation making the decisions. So the season starts with very somber music and showing the aftermath of conquest and how everyone is struggling after our beloved Rex has been killed off. Mark goes to see Oliver, who has grown up to be more of a late teen, and showing his love for Debbie. His skin has turned more pinkish from purple because of his Viltrum dit taking over. Again, it's nice to see the progression in design and animation, as well as in the story, as he has aged into a moody teen, not wanting to go out on as many missions, with Mark losing his enthusiasm. In him wanting to take a break and play video games, and personally I would say it's well deserved. Robot, Monster Girl and Bulletproof join the Guardians again, with Cecil agreeing to their terms, but they still have some beef with Mark as he is running his own company with Eve. I do hope that they are able to rekindle the connection, as I do like the team dynamic they once had. Mark then goes for dinner after fighting a dinosaur. Nothing really happens with the dinosaur. He gives his relatable villain speech of how Mark is doing good killing people as the world is overpopulated. It's all very similar to stuff we have seen with Ultron and Thanos. The dinosaur is very surface level and is just here to set him up for later. Mark then has a talk with Eve's dad where he asks if he can have children, foreshadowing Mark's and Eve's next step as she is pregnant, as we saw at the end of last season. OMG, we are getting juicy now. Mark has a talk with Eve's dad, which is going to be important. He puts the thought of Eve only getting hurt when he is around, so he is wanting to put her on the bench to keep her safe. It's going to be interesting, especially as in their next fight with an electric type. She couldn't hold her own. Her powers were on the fritz. I thought it was Powerplex and got excited for it to be a new villain. She has interesting motives of her planet dying and has to style the Earth's power. Again, it's a new villain being introduced with questionable morals. Killing another planet for her own. It gives her a relatable villain moment very similar to the dinosaur we saw earlier. Already giving this season a theme of not judging a book by its cover. And not everyone is evil for evil's sake. They may have good reason being what they are doing. Eve goes home to sit out the next fight as the Sesquids are back. They have been teased the past few seasons building an army out of the sewers, and they come back in episode 1. Mark is sent in to help as the Guardians are getting overwhelmed. We see Rowdy. I refuse to call him Rex. Rowdy taking Rex's full identity is crazy, to go off on his own. He manages to save everyone in the sewers on his own, but it goes against what their leader said, showing that he is going to go rogue. He isn't okay with following orders and will do what's right. This could be a problem for later episodes, as he could make a bad judgment call again, setting up an interesting dynamic. Mark had a conversation with Eve in her kitchen about him wanting to kill the dinosaur even though he turned back human and couldn't control his power. Eve thought it was bad that he wanted to do that, but he then goes and also kills the leader of the Sesquids. It was needed, but again brings that doing wrong for a good cause theme, as he killed one guy to save the planet. The Sesquids were breaking out the dome, so he had very few other options. The episode ends with the robot looking shocked at Mark seeing him kill an innocent life. This season Mark is more sad than angry. We saw this with last season where he was angry and going rouge. This season, the anger has turned into sadness, and this is shown through him mopping around the house, saying that he hates the way people look at him after the Invincible war and conquest. However, he is becoming who they see him, as by killing innocents, he is proving them right. A great way to open the season back up and get us back invested into these characters. Episode 2 opens with the Vilrumite Empire and Nolan as a youngster turning into an adult, and how he survived almost his entire species being wiped out by a virus. We get to see their customs and how they act and treat each other. It's horrible that parents beat down their children when they turn into adults to see if they are ready and can survive, because they are all about being strong. Again, it shows why Nolan is like how he is being beaten, and his mother did to him what he did to Mark in Season 1. We see how they kill off kids who get the answer wrong, which is crazy, and they make kids fight to the death. It's how they make strong warriors, but it also causes trauma for them. I can guarantee you that. Billions upon billions of them die of this virus, and Nolan is one of the few who survive. Then he is sent on his mission by Thrag, who is teased in this episode, and I cannot wait to see him in action. So his mission wasn't to take over each, it was to repopulate his planet and species with people who are compatible with Viltrumites. They were on a cross-galaxy shag trip to get them back on top. Honestly crazy. Again, it goes back to that theme of doing wrong for a good cause. They were being wiped out, so to save themselves, they were going round taking over to get their species back to its full strength. We then get to see Alan. For the first time this season, I missed him. I cannot lie, and he takes Nolan to his girlfriend's house so they can see Thaddeus. There is a big theme of people not liking mustaches because of the Viltrumites, as they all have one. This is really cool because the reason they are called Viltrumites from the planet Viltrum is because they have mustaches, and mustaches grow on the veratrum, which is a bit just under your nose. So they are literally just known for their mustaches. Just a fun fact I thought I'd throw in for you. Nolan and Alan then go to find all the weapons that can kill Viltrumites, and Space Racer is one of them. He buried him for 100 years, and he survived, and he has a gun that can destroy anything. This gun is crazy op, like Dame at Saitama type shit. I'm not sure how it works or why it can destroy anything, but it just seems very convenient that it can destroy anything, and it's the only one. He has the fastest bike in the galaxy too, so how Nolan trapped him is beyond me. Seems very not possible. We keep cutting to Alan and his girlfriend snagging and Nolan covering his ears. It was funny the first time, but then it started to drag on and get old. I just want to say that Alan is a sex beast. Like God dame. They get a big bug and Nolan burned them all. Nolan moved a planet closer to the sun and all the horses, they all died. They also go to an ice age planet to get Viltrumite-eating dinosaurs. They then go find Battle Beast and Tech Jacket. It's like a montage broken up by sex. It's interesting to learn that all powerful beings have quite a few weaknesses. Unlike Superman, who only has kryptonite, the reason why I don't like him is he's just way too overpowered, so it's good to see that Viltrumites can be beaten even if it's harder to do. It makes them feel realistically stronger because everything has a weak spot. We also get to learn about how awful the Viltrumites are and what they have done. They reference Star Trek with the spaceship they are on with the aliens' designs and the suits they are wearing. Probably more, but I've never watched Star Trek, so I am not sure. They are used as comedic relief, however, and it's pretty sad how incompetent they are. They inevitably have a mutiny and take over the ship for themselves, which is much better for the story. Thaddeus is revealed to be the one who made the virus, and Nolan has a fight with him again, showing doing a bad thing for a good reason, as he feels regret about doing it, and has grappled with the thought of taking his own life for the lives he has taken. Everyone is doing things they think is right even if it's a tough call. It's a good lore drop to end the episode by showing that no one in this show is pure, and they have all done bad things and things they are not proud of. Episode 3 starts with Mark regretting killing that guy and needing to talk with Eve, but on the flip side, Bulletproof thinks he was in the right, and after Robot threw up a sesquid, he also agrees with what Mark did. There has never been a permanent solution. All the enemies they have faced have always come back stronger, and Robot is losing hope on whether they can keep up with the constant threats. Robot has always been very sure of his calculations, so to see him feel this way makes us worry, as we know something is going to have to change, and maybe the heroes will start to blur the line of right and wrong with killing the villains. On a brighter note, Robot Head is back as well. I missed his voice, OMG, it's so good. But the dragon is back and killing everyone who tried to take him out before, including the stone guy, Oliver and Mark. The stone guy gets quite a bit of screen time taking out a magnetic villain trying to kill his family. He's got an interesting design, but another throwaway goon. The stone dude is also blurring the lines as he kills the magnet guy to protect his family. I cannot wait to see all the blood we see later on if this is the road everyone is starting to go down. It's building a very dark atmosphere around the show with the loss of hope our heroes have. Eve has lost all hope and has been sent to Robot so he can find out how to fix her powers like he did Monster Girl. He somehow, with all his gadgets and gizmos, hasn't been able to find out she is pregnant. Oliver has been sent with Stone Guy Invincible Tombstone as Mark is fighting the Flaxons. Yes, the Flaxons from Season 1 are back. Robot was right saying that everyone came back stronger as they had more reinforcements again. It follows standard show rules where something mentioned at the start of the episode is the main theme for the rest of the episode. However, I feel like it's for the whole show because the Dragon Guy and the Order all came back as well in this episode, showing that old threats never truly vanish. Titan and the Dragon both rejoin the Order, setting up something big in the future. All the Order is back to full strength. Robot and Monster Girl run into the Flexen dimension and are stuck there because the portal closed. With no way home and an army to destroy, so they don't try to take Earth again. It's a lot of work for them both to do alone, especially as the robot was helping Eve, but they have a love relationship going on, so at least they have each other. It's not the last we will see of them, but it's scary to know they're gone. Oliver wanted a job, and a job he got. Getting his ass kicked by the dragon, showing that he still has the confidence, but cannot follow through. He's still not as strong as Mark. Bulletproof was also stopped by bullets, so he didn't live up to his name as the Flaxens was shooting him, and he couldn't get through. Eve finally found out she is pregnant, but is hiding it from Mark. It's never good to hide it from your partner. If you're scared of how they will react, not telling them is only going to make it worse, as it will eat you up inside. Also, if you're scared, they might not be the right partner for you. So that's all going to explode later in the season, and if the comics are anything to go by, it's the start of Eve's weight gain arc. However, unlike the comics, in episode 4 we are going to hell, as Mark gives Art his old suit, and is dealing with the guilt of killing the guy, so Art gives him his old suit back to remember where he came from. They show him he's not his dad. Mark has been scared of becoming his dad since the first season, and still impacting him to this day. It's good that he's out of his dark suit arc, and will maybe make a change to be more positive, going back to roots, rather than focusing on what he did. This is a brand new story not seen in the comic books with Satan and Damien. There is a lava woman, and I will say the lava animation is nowhere near as good as the water animation from episode 2. Damn, the water in episode 2 was amazing. So Volcanica wants to take over hell, and she fights Damien's family in the most brutal way possible. She can talk the talk and walk the walk. She can bark and bite as she fills Damien's sister up with lava, inflating her like a water balloon till she bursts. It's fucking brutal. Some Mortal Kombat fatality type shit. The fight is a great opener, showing off the demons and how strong they are, setting up the whole episode and the power scaling. Damien is left alive to tell Satan of his failures, and he summons Mark. However, Satan isn't what you expect, with him being a very skinny, weak, frail being that wants his former glory back. Invincible and Damien go down a bottomless pit to get the crown. They spend 5 minutes talking about how pointless his armor is to look cool when all they do is torture, and why his helmet needs to come on and off when he talks. The whole conversation is a waste of time, and they cannot animate flying, but will animate his helmet on and off. They then show Cerberus, who is guarding the crown, and he looks so fucking cool. He is so badass, but we follow Damien as he is thrown back up to fall back down the bottomless pit, so we don't even get to see the fight. It's bullshit. That would have been so cool. Cerberus had a very unique design, being less dog-like than most other iterations. It's just disappointing and feels like a cop-out. We do, however, get very light body horror with Satan going back to his full power and changing, but it's not really shown as they reuse shots of the shadow and feet growing rather than anything else. Again, feeling like a bit of a cop-out. Damien talks to Mark about him doing well, making the right choice in killing, as it sometimes is the only choice. The lesser of two evils. We have what seems like a throwaway line from Mark with him, saying that the spell couldn't tell him and his dad apart, further indicating that he still feels like his father's son, and he can do nothing to change that. This episode also delves deep into the spiritual side of the Invincible world, where heaven isn't real and Satan is the true hero, with 5 generations of the world before humans, and the only reason they have been able to survive. It's a very interesting take on the whole heaven and hell dynamic. Mark is then sent home and gets his yellow suit back, flies around all excited and happy because he's back and confident again, and straight away loses it when he talks to Eve. He is back to being sad and mopey. Like, dude, you just had an eye-opening experience and was happy, like dude actually smiled for the first time in ages just flying around the city, and as soon as Eve is here, he's sad. Eve doesn't even tell HIM Shed pregnant because his dad shows up. End of episode. Are we so fucking serious right now? His dad shows up and the episode ends. So we're right back into it with episode 5 as they have a talk about going to space. And he accepts only because he knows if they fail, then the Viltrumites will only come to Earth anyways. Nolan then goes round flying to different people to apologize with Debbie and Art. It's selfish what he is doing. He is only doing it to feel better about himself. He wants that closure, he wants them to forgive him so he can feel better about what he did, but that's not the reaction he got. Art faked being nice and had a panic attack the second He left again, showing more of Art. Then we have seen before if he can keep his cool and protect the heroes when he needs to. It's interesting because we see Art giving a lot of wisdom to Debbie and Mark showing his emotional intelligence. We just haven't seen how he's acted in a dangerous situation. Eve also goes to William during this time to tell him that she is pregnant, and William is telling her to tell Mark and trying to support her because of how unsure she is with the whole baby situation. It's normal to be unsure again. A lot of people forget that these characters are very young adults, like 17-19 age range. They may have to face very hard decisions and have superpowers with a lot of responsibility. But they are still kids at the end of the day. You cannot expect them to do everything right or know how to do everything. However, Debbie goes all out on him and punches him till her wrist breaks. Saying nothing he can do is enough. He's done so much bad that there isn't any way to make up for it. And as much as we have seen Nolan change, Debbie hasn't seen him since season 1, and he left a baby for her to take care of with Oliver. And even then, Nolan didn't even visit Oliver when he was on Earth. Which in turn makes Oliver very pissy and demands to go on this mission, as well leaving no one in the Invincible Inc. to take care of the planet. Especially with Monster Girl and Robot gone, Mark and Eve do have a conversation about how everything is changing with Rex gone, and it's the first time we have mentioned Rex since this season started. It was only a name drop. The show isn't the same without him, but they had to do the Romeo and Juliet kill the fan favorite character to give the main character time to shine. Eve goes to Heed crying, and it's awful because she is going to have to go a long time without Mark, and she will be quite big by the time he gets back. However, he doesn't know she's pregnant. She will have to tell him when he gets back. There is no other way around it at that point. I feel like that would give him extra motivation to get things done. We then finally get to see Tech Jacket, and a lot of people hate that she is a gender swap. As in the comics, Tech Jacket is a dude, and the creators said that it's to make her not another Invincible. I agree that it adds more diversity to the team and sets up a little love story between Oliver and her. It's important when adapting a piece of media into a show or movie that you either make changes, otherwise, you might as well just go read the comic if it's identical, but also because it gives the creators a second chance to change things that they might not have liked about the original show. It gives them more time to work and fiddle with ideas with how to make the show. Making Tech Jacket a girl has nothing to do with their story. It's just a design change, and maybe we can get more from their story with this change. There is also a Tech Jacket comic book that we could hopefully see as a spin-off show later down the line. However, she accepts to join very quickly and jumps on the ship with Mark and Oliver. We then see a direct contrast with how happy Mark's family meal was earlier this episode, with how awkward the ship meals are with no one really trusting Nolan. He has been quite depressed as of late, and Oliver isn't making it easy for him till the ship explodes, leaving them to fight the Viltrumites unprepared. Oliver goes after Conquest the first time. Mark and Oliver have seen him alive after assuming he is dead again, going for that robot idea of everyone villain coming back stronger, as Conquest almost killed Oliver. Mark, Tech Jacket, Nolan, and Alan are fighting 3 Viltrumites and are losing again, showing that with even all the strength and numbers they have built up, it may not be enough to kill the remaining 50 remaining Viltrumites. It's crazy to me how there are only 50 left in the whole species. That's not very many, but it's enough for them to worry and panic. I cannot wait to see them all in action. Well, it isn't long because Oliver needs to breathe compared to the other Viltrumites, showing he isn't as strong as the others. And yes, he isn't as old as them, so his Viltrum DNA hasn't taken over yet. He keeps saying that he has beaten Conquest and helped Mark, but most of the time he just gets bodies and he's more of a liability. That's what we also see here, as he is being hunted by Conquest and is about to get swatted till Mark swoops in and starts choking Conquest out. Now how will this work, because it shouldn't choking him? Oh, Itwin, he doesn't need to breath as he can survive in space, is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. It's insane, but it works. How? Why? I just don't get it, but we start to see Conquest go gray in the face after not being able to breathe, and Mark just has to hold out being beaten till he dies, until Conquest puts his hand right through his stomach and starts pulling out his intestines. This whole scene goes on for a while, but with no music in the background, just the sound of Conquest pulling his insides out, and Mark screams as he does it. It's brutal, and I was looking at the screen in disgust and squirming at the sounds. This whole scene really makes you cringe at how awful and bloodthirsty it is, and shows what the Viltrumites will go to win. It shows their true strength, their violent nature, and I really felt bad for Mark. And when Omni-Man and Oliver find him, he's twitching with Conquest still gripping his inside. Yes, your intestine is long enough to cover a football field, but we unpack kite and go in the army going right to end they did them and even being will not these I don't expect and keep on here if the wind is real loud real chat or all have to think I was way from our kings as the team of it and more of his night I hope say which have been just line with our finding was host and his well at home but it was so lean to 8 feet and each and graphic refers to Rice gets to divine here after that will have to here will it recent doesn't die can while he is on attention the same days I was like a tell me I didn't all things for was it strange by on for it ain't fair when I made a the little to have all nurse it cross hard remits and drama not have these and some man or organs through God then stolen and was of him he says he'll set behind me all opposite all thing I he dot get ahead so he was just his literature he blamed his love from and all it got very much that it's but once doesn't work outside why he much he's sending her deal some little dark of it not a wagon ultimate he owns killed it land of it all hit to Brazil and money and Western girls so that we other eyes shing that film deal is a constructed and transfer made edge on table I am not a villain they are a almost 10% on for but only could be left there get this fair into that but it am some rib cow or anything and spill like that wrinkles on that best our way no heart that all shifts and we know shift the verse and another yet more I only think shit off with on their transmission should be nine all as I think done you look at his multi round not let us forget so it's time when come we lost him sissy must live when color I am until it he low and citizen and others sign up if the game's too to Sapples let him or big ark healed fast get has also quick to the hitch can him to see with he righteous is the single I all from the worst from no because he didn't or like they feel like the neither film sharing season for maybe some of them through all much sweet like boys and let they not see who was in more and was face warning them you warned man used the match of all after asking don't see new head for it's a bit one is 9 less straight day up to how you needs and you took them she's always bang jing and out his fern and rose and zip live to the hill Marnoff and Tank and what I direct all people was significant rattles they are useful air with the generator varying that's how he brat clean just the not going that you're not good just even and make the 8 old it's the resin for but Arwa he lends back in season I'm blood for soy then act the lead liquid and need a map earth all using a sauce for he get on that that the truth blood over big my of different season ever is tucker is today he might build my mandate some that vil or the are some of my squares in sun feet no ring dictator is the kill global difference wouldn't you hate no vil just waste and took snow on the flying to clean it bigger down there devour clean well right perfect clean each food to very nice with the rent is not of she love on spirit out his name happy like with yonder to be a thing there will illusion this is just it fools just take off his least to sound tenary for good and barrel throw out if he indeed not they are no to all sun it's be all the this is going to listen with action hang in on it in smart market address they go and he right hips and made if this make this ain't from out that is really it's good that should bring the all well on risk go air get six source all of them were out busy for day his new chapter needs and oil and look sharing maybe and his for his her just to sire she you will on his best for us does it for I this keep faxi the more gobble must fence even defense are all house nothing but as an army personally and ways and or higher grew and here in way is not here's something today also are going to support so gone now and he so I didn't start to try but what's he's her 2 years her told them they what they did just take it out or how he ace do wings did I get what are the ace made it in this comes in I want to pay for you and so they hire him boss is that just before we mars the phones all as an deliverance they are the his bill and it's all good with the it's a kitchen everyone say it is no so get to her going on all just through clean car hour will I do and I using just like matches last tease him on to build onto them if they have not this slum in yours like the instant Jenny's good make it without Twitter down I'm just as much huge it is not I love my elbows who I'm eating is your so no in the middle or like that but so on this not and it's you still be welcome to a mother. First, my I visit my daughter's but sir, still my his not way. I will eating it.